Wednesday, middle of the week, hump day, call it what you will. We're here with you, day number 16 in the month of November. My name is Richie B.
I'm sure the DJ all days in the building.
Busy behind the wheels of steel, sir?
Yeah.
I found the Calling Farmers program quite interesting this morning. I learned quite a lot. Yeah. That program that came on just about 5:55 until 6 o'clock. Yeah. Interesting program. Big ups to every member of the farming community across Jamaica. Those who have won champion farming awards and those, especially the females who are involved in farming. I want to say a special good morning to all of you. And we're here with you until 10 o'clock this morning. Of course, it is Top of the Bridge, up and go. Romies across the glass. And guess what? We're just getting started. Yeah. But there's a lot in store. Time for
WTF. What the fact? All right, Richie said I hinted at it earlier. So water, yeah man, you know water, makes different sounds depending on its temperature. Now let me find out what I go on. So if you listen very closely, water sounds slightly different when being poured at different temperatures. Now according to an NPR article, heat or lack thereof changes the thickness of water. So this changes the pitch of the sound it makes when it's poured because the heat comes from the water molecules and it makes it move faster. Okay.
Really?
Okay, so the heat from the water make it move faster, and if it's colder it moves slower, so the temperature, the pitch and the sound. Okay.
Well, interesting one.
I ain't listening to water like that.
I'm listening to you and I'm hearing about hot water, and all I'm remembering is the fact that the container on the table this morning was too close to my left hand.
Oh no!
And it touched me on the back of me.
Jeez.
Big man, ball out. but that contained hot water.
Yeah.
So when it's hot, they say it moves faster, right?
Yeah, it changes the pitch. So yeah, when it's poured, so when it's poured, the heat from the water allows the molecules to move faster.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing that causes a change in sound. I'm not listening to water like that.
It's not one of those facts that we're going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out or even to determine.
Yeah,
but we just accept it as is.
Yeah, we trust the source.
Yes, we do. So that's WTF.
What the fact?
Water makes different sounds depending on its temperature. Time for update. We didn't even try figuring out which one or two Shelz will take.
No, we're not going to talk Grammys today.
Yeah.
But I saw this story because you mentioned it earlier, a surprise nomination. I will have to big up that general. I thought Black Hero.
Yeah,
that's sort of it. So the youth, him put in some work, and he actually is nominated for Best Global Music Performance. Black Hero, big up yourself.
Congratulations to Black Hero.
Man.
Yes. I think it took him by surprise based on what
that's what he's saying. Yeah. So of course Black Hero says, it came as a huge shock, as Richard just said. But here we're going. He is in contention with Nigerian singer, the African giant himself, Burna Boy. And his hit Last. So so it's some big company that him there, And you don't know, say, what the fuck the general come from to you? You see me and say, vote more, big up yourself, you see me. But yeah, it's a good look, Black Hero. And he said, he went out to say, look, he said, he wasn't expecting it, of course. He said, I was in my bed and my phone was just ringing. And I was like, what go on? So, I not pay it no mind. Then me say, a lot of messages coming in. And somebody just say, no, let me check it out. And then he said, when somebody call me in the middle of checking the messages and say, yo, you're Grammy nominated, you're there beside Burna Boy. And I said, what? Lie I tell. To my amazing, it was true. So shocked is not even the word. It's not. There's no word for how he's feeling. And big up yourself, man. I don't even know. I'm just looking at the potential that's just being lined up next to.
Look, man, just a nomination is really good for him. And in addition to Burna Boy, there's also there are a few other names that have been doing quite well. There is Arooj Aftab, Anushka Shankar. And there's Matt B and Eddie Kenzo, as well as Walter Kellerman. So these are names that are out there of the younger generation, but people are making a name for themselves.
I love it, man.
And I really am happy for Black Hero.
He's the Jamaican in the midst of it, man.
Yeah, man.
And him have the look there too.
Trust me.
So it's like, yeah. Big up yourself, Black Hero.
The locks up.
It only goes to show that when you do good music,
You'll get
Yeah, man, you
recognition.
get the recognition.
Yeah, definitely. So, the main category that a lot of Jamaicans would be focusing on, obviously, is the best reggae album category, and this, of course, has 5 Jamaicans that are nominated. And we look at the list. It's a very competitive list.
Oh, boy.
Kabaka Pyramid is in there with his first nomination for The Calling. Congratulations,
Yeah.
Kabaka. Coffee has returned. She's a previous winner, and now she's there with Gifted. Not surprising at all. I'm also not surprised at Protege with his album Third Time's the Charm. We also have Sean Paul with Scorcher, and Shaggy with an album produced by Sting entitled Come Fly With Me. Now, this is a very, very competitive category.
Wow.
Interestingly, we're not seeing the overseas-based non-Jamaican artists involved. I thought that maybe when we heard that Stick Figure had replaced Bob Marley at the top of the Billboard charts, I thought it was a done deal, and that they might have been in the category this year. But nope.
No, sir.
They're not showing up at all. And it's all Jamaicans, but very, very competitive.
I like it.
Yeah. It's too early to call. What I can say is that Protege has been doing quite a bit of work in the United States, and especially on the West Coast, and he's building quite a name for himself. There's the Marley name behind Kabaka Pyramids project.
That's right.
There's Sting with Shaggy. Sean Paul is no small fry.
No, sir.
He's a big gun.
No, let me tell you.
And coffee. You
Come on.
cannot rule out coffee.
One of the most competitive
In a long time.
group. It's amazing.
Of nominees.
Yeah, of
I don't
nominees. I tell you.
Well, we're going to think it through.
What a bangarang.
We're going to think it through. Any surprises? I was thinking that maybe Gramps Morgan might have made it with his latest album, Deeper.
Yeah.
And I know he did some work and some campaigning. Didn't make the cut this time. He's also reggae royalty with the Morgan name.
Heritage.
And I'm sure that there are 1 or 2 other projects that persons would have thought might have made it. But we say congratulations to these 5. It's a good look.
Yeah, man.
Great look, Jamaica.
My thing though, Richie, I am very, very surprised. You said it earlier. No international reggae actor. I mean, I'm
Overseas.
surprised.
Overseas,
right. Sorry.
non-Jamaican.
Right,
Non-Jamaican.
non-Jamaican.
Ours are international acts.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little surprising. But we're not complaining.
We can't cuss down. That's all I can say. Just low it.
Not a lot that we have on this story about Vybz Kartel. However, his attorney has gone public to say that he was actually threatened by a warder, I think it is, at the prison where he's actually at. So that is something that they're looking into. They've gone public with it, and the department that handles those kinds of inquiries will no doubt be activated, and that's the Department of Correctional Services. So we see what happens going forward as far as Vybz Kartel, aka World Boss, is concerned. Shelz no doubt will be paying keen attention to that as well.
What do you mean?
What more?
No, do you know?
It's no time for
No, laughing matter, man.
no laughing matter,
Can't do
Bridget. Trust me. 6:36 is the time. That was
Update.
time for us now to go to our back-to-back features, and we start off with our proverb of the day. And what does it say? Let's find out.
Yes, never carry man over mountain.
Yeah.
Yes, never carry man over mountain.
Yes, never carry man over mountain. Wonder if it carry woman.
Yes.
Yes. And that is as distinct from yes, man.
I was wondering
Yeah.
if it's really it's not okay.
Is yes.
That sounds like a response.
Like you love, so yes.
Yeah,
Kind
sounds
of
like a
thing, you know?
response. Yeah. No. All right, what does it mean? Yes.
Yeah, so words are never enough to get through difficult situations. What you really need to do is offer practical solutions and not just mere yes.
Yeah.
Meaning mere talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tied into my pet peeve yesterday.
Coming to
Yeah,
think
man.
of it. Yeah, man.
True, man.
So that is what it's all about. Yes, yes.
Or even no.
For that. Yes, yes. Never carry a man over mountain. That's our proverb of the day. It means words are never enough to get through difficult situations. What you really need to offer are practical solutions and not just mere talk. All right. Now, at just about 6:47, the other feature that we have at this time is when we hear from one of our members of our Bridge Nation, and they share with us their pet peeve. A pet peeve, really, these are things that persons do that you find annoying, irritating, or even upsetting. And we have been fed with a lot of pet peeves by our listeners over a period of time, including this morning. And so we're going to the Bridge Nation right now to find out what is the pet peeve of the morning.
Blessed Father Richie B,
Yes, sir.
Sean Christus, otherwise known as Sean Facey from Moldova.
Cool, man.
You know, say, women really like, especially in the workplace, you have some supervisor. Them give you a hard time in a virgin.
Oh, yes, sir.
When you do your best, you know. You come like them just want you left the job, or them just want bring in them friend, or them just want support them friend and just, you know.
Jano?
Yeah, man, them supervisor, them, you know, respect and rate them, man.
Oh, you mean?
Big up Shelz, big up Hardy. Come in hear the pretty little lady this morning. More life, man. J. Sean Fistus out of Wolava Bay.
J. Sean, she's here and she's
There,
smiling.
man. There, man. She work hard.
Almost blushing.
Yeah, man.
Jody, them don't know how much work you have to do, you know, so you have to sit with them.
Hey, Jojo, Jason, him sound Ras, you know. Sound like
Yeah,
a Ras,
like
the
a
Jojo.
J. Sean, Chris. That would put him in good stead. Yeah, but the supervisor them for go easy with the staff, man. I encourage them and motivate them. What's wrong with you?
I agree.
Yeah, man, that you there for do, you
Especially
know.
that friend thing part there. You know, like push out others. So, joke thing that, man. Yeah.
I know so a lot of times it backfire.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. So he has a problem with supervisors who don't play fair.
Yeah, call it that. Yeah, that makes
man.
sense.
Them need to balance the equation proper, man.
Yeah.
All right, or else you might find a series of resignations and you're wondering what the hell is going on around here. Because, you know, deal with the people, am I right? So, do better than that.
Pressure.
How my sound? All right. I can imagine people out there saying, yes. You're bang on target. I think that's a pet peeve that maybe many of our Bridge Nation can, in fact, relate to.
Persons who aren't supervisors, especially.
I don't know what the soup them I say. They say, you can't stop now.
All right.
But I didn't call no name.
That me I say.
And I could have.
Oh.
All right. I mean, I've been a working man for a long time. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Right now, we're on talking about pension. And we have the Director of Pension Industry Association of Jamaica, the PIAJ, who will be joining us any second now. Just to tell you that nearly 60 years after Jamaica's independence, only 18% of the population, including public sector workers, can count on a pension to provide some income stability in retirement. Jamaica's shifting demographic structure, low pension coverage, and increasing old age dependency ratio put a growing part of the population at risk of old age poverty and exposes the government to a future fiscal crisis. Well, we want to get to this matter very, very quickly. And so we're pleased to be joined by the founder and CEO of Great People Solutions, and as we mentioned earlier, Director of Pension Industry Association of Jamaica, Lisa Soares Lewis. Good morning and welcome, Ms. Lewis.
Good morning. Hi, good morning, Richie B. Good morning, Shelz, and to the listeners.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. The conversation relating to pension seems to be taking on wings, and I'm very happy to hear that. It seems like there's a greater understanding or an attempt to make more persons understand the importance of having a pension. Am I correct?
That is correct. We have done a lot more as an association to share with, workers in Jamaica. We have about 1.25 employed in our workforce, or an employed workforce. And we really want everybody to understand how important it is to have a pension. We have very low coverage, and it has always been a strategy of the PIAJ to broaden this coverage, to get it from 20% to 40% to 50%, and even have other things that would be more suitable for self-employed. So this is a big step for us, and we're very, excited about how we can get everybody aligned behind it.
I notice, as I mentioned earlier, 18% of our population are presently in some kind of a pension scheme. How does that compare with, say, the countries in the region?
I don't have the figures right now, but I'd say that when we did some work with the IDB
Yes.
and the region went to Latin America and the Caribbean, we were at a savings rate, at 3% of incomes. It was very low relative to everybody else. So we know we're starting off at a low rate. I think it's important to understand our labor force as well. We have a lot of self-employed, we have a lot of underemployed, and we have a lot of persons who are earning at or near the minimum wage. So, you're going to be talking about the other half of the workforce, which, who we think can start in baby steps, start saving 3%, going up by 0.5% each year, getting to 6%, which is really a minimum that you want to be able to save to have something at your retirement age of, say, 65.
And is there the flexibility that if one wants to save even more than that percentage, they can?
Of course, of course. Right now, the approved retirement schemes, they allow you to do up to 20% of your income. Pre-tax. So these are things that a lot of people don't even know they have this benefit, that this deduction comes. You end up paying less tax. And that 20% is a combination of what the employer may pay for you or you pay. In what we're looking at in auto-enrollment, we're not putting any provision that says the employer has to pay to it. They can. So the 20% still applies. So an employee who wants to save aggressively can save up to 20%. Yeah. And if you start early, you're going to have a much better, sense of comfort at retirement age.
Absolutely. I note that the PIAJ, it is said that you believe that one of the tools for addressing this problem is to automatically enroll all employed persons not currently participating in a pension plan. What is auto-enrollment and how will this address the need for pensions?
Okay, so I'm a workplace practitioner, so I'm going to break it down from the workplace.
Yes.
So we have about 140,000 persons in a private pension plan. That would even include government workers who are in a pension plan. We have many more workers who are going to work and they don't have this benefit for pension. What we want to do is structure it in a way that employers are obliged to register and pay over salary deductions for employees who would then join their employment in these approved retirement schemes. So the auto-enrollment feature is if you join an employer and you start working, they automatically start to deduct. You as the employee always have the right to stop the deduction. So you always have the right, but by doing an automatic deduction without asking questions, starting at 3% of your income, the employer then is on the hook for ensuring that is done. So the combined effort of auto-enrollment, the employer being accountable for doing it and remitting these sums to these retirement schemes so that money can be put away, saved, and invested for their employees is the auto-enrollment. If an employee wants to come out and, an employee may say, I'm looking after my sick mother, I just can't even take one deduction, they opt out. So the employee then has the right. But the following year, we'll auto-enroll you again, and you can come out again. But by doing it, we have seen surveys that show you are 18 times more likely to save than not doing an auto-enrollment. So an auto-enrollment puts you in, and more often than not, you're not even going to bother to come out. And we're really kind of relying on that behavior towards savings and investments.
Okay.
I like this. It's a good look. Now, Mrs. Lewis, describe, because I'm liking what I'm hearing, but I'm curious, what exactly exists presently in regards to pensions and, in comparison to what the PIAJ is proposing?
Okay, great question, Shelz. So our system in Jamaica is three-tiered. So, the NIS is there. The NIS is our social security benefit, of which one part is an old age pension. So we all pay a certain amount in, and you get a pension at the time of retirement. It's small, but it's useful, and that in itself is the first tier. The second tier is private pension plans, where an employer will come in and they offer an employee the pension, and it can be they could contribute as well. And then the third is your savings and investments. So by putting those three out there, we're really putting the auto enrollment to widen that net of what would be in the middle part, where we are putting an opportunity for persons to actually go in and save through what I call the ARS, the Approved Retirement Schemes. So you are now in a scheme. Your employer might not contribute, or they will. When we did our stakeholder conversations, several of the employers said, but can we contribute? Why can't we contribute? We said, absolutely you can. But we don't want it to be burdensome. This is our first introduction. We don't want it to be burdensome. So our rule is putting it in where it's not mandatory for them to contribute, but an employee would be automatically enrolled. I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Well, is there a cost in any way for workers who are being auto-enrolled?
As it stands, there is a cost in the ARS. If I'm actually in an ARS. I have my own business and I have the ARS as well. So it's there, but you're going to be getting some amount of reports to show, because the investment companies, we have 13 providers now, you could have more. They will be providing information on how your pension is growing and the investments and so on. So, I mean, they would have a cost in it, but it's not different to what we have today. So what we also believe, and this is something that we're very excited about, that by doing this, you're going to have a shift in the market where an employer, they will go to their employer and say, okay, we have 13, here are the rates. Mm-hmm. And between the employer and the employee, they can choose, which ARS provider they want to go. So you're going to have what we call sunlight on these rates. You're going to have light shining on them. And hopefully they'll even get more competitive by widening the net through auto-enrollment.
All right. For persons who would like to get more information, Lisa, how can they do that?
So the Pension Industry Association has a website, and I'm going to try and get that to you right now. I would say that you can go on the website, you can contact us through the website, and it's PIAJ.org. We are going to be doing more PR, so we're going to be, right now what we're doing is building the awareness. We've done stakeholder interviews with employers, employer associations, quite a number of government, including PIAJ, the Financial Services Commission, and they will be administering the pension side. So they are very aware of it. What we anticipate is this is going to go through a legal process, so it becomes mandatory for employers. So it's going to be very public.
All right. We've learned a lot, and we thank you for stopping by this morning. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and safe travel for everybody.
All right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Lisa Soares Lewis, Director of the Pension Industry Association of Jamaica and founder and CEO of Great People Solutions. Very important, especially for youngsters out there.
Hello.
Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Start early.
Yeah.
And ensure that you have that nest egg.
Yeah, man.
I also want to put a plug in for life insurance.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. And especially those that have an investment arm.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Space I run out under my mattress. All right. Cool.
All right. Very important advice, gentlemen.
Yeah, man, for real.
All right, and I'm not selling insurance again. I mean, I'm out of that industry, but I know what it is and the benefits you can derive. I know the life insurance sales reps out there say, yes.
That's right.
They can go to the clients this morning and say, I didn't hear Richie this morning at 7:15.
Let's contact your sales department right away.
All right. What do you know about cold prospecting?
I have no idea what you just said a while ago. I know it's Christmas time, but okay.
Right. Well, I'm not sure. Wednesday?
No.
You don't know people, but you just approach them. It's cold prospecting. Hi, good morning. How are you? How's your day?
I don't know.
And you find a way to get into your.
Oh, that's what we call it in the streets. Try a thing.
Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If you call and you have the correct answer, you will win
that gift package.
All courtesy of
Massey Distribution.
Here's the sound that you must identify, Bridge Nation. And we don't sense anger in that sound at all. It is just a sound that was created to...
Make me angry. I haunt my dreams already.
Well. That was created in a particular lab somewhere in Kingston. We don't know the answer, but we'll know that when you've given us the correct answer. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Tallest.
Yeah. Yeah, and Trick with Talis. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. I'm great. How about you guys?
We're doing well.
Great, man. Thank you.
And we're waiting to hear your answer. How is St. Best this morning?
Very sunny and
good.
cool at the same time.
Taxi.
We had some rain yesterday afternoon.
Okay, taxis are out? Buses out?
Yes, they are.
All right,
yes, they are.
great. What's your answer this morning, Talis?
Could I hear the song again, please?
Yes, you can. Here it is. I even turned it up a little louder for you. Now then, going in for that gift package.
That sounds like someone on a construction site. There's someone there using a hammer, nailing, while I hear sounds like the thing that they use to bring up the bucket with the cement, like the machinery, like.
Like a pulley thing. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's true, you know. That's true.
That's what you're hearing.
Yes.
That is what you're hearing, right, Talis?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is what I'm hearing, Richie B.
All right.
Love that answer.
All right. Well, that's Talis out of St. Elizabeth.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Oh, Tallest, you know I got love for you.
Okay, then. Have a good day. Oh, boy. She kind of dropped her voice in saying bye-bye a while ago. A little disappointing. But that's how it is. She's been there before a few times over. And so have we, because what we don't admit is that many times we have our own answers, and sometimes you all say them, and we get disappointed when it's not the correct answer too.
I swear.
Isn't that right?
I swear.
Master Distribution gave us this hell of a gift package, and we've been trying desperately to give it away. We want you to win. The sound that you must identify is this sound. I think the easier part to me is the knocking, but the intro, the beginning of the sound, has me a little confused. Like, what is going on there? I think I'm figuring out what's knocking, to be honest. But the beginning, I'm trying to figure out what's that.
I don't know. Nobody gonna get my guess yet though, so I wait. So I feel like I'm right in my mind somewhere. Nobody said my guess yet, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right,
Well, the listeners will be the ones who will determine whether or not we give away this gift package, and all you have to do is to give us a call, as you are right now. I see Jody lining up another one for us, 876-676-4996, or of course the WhatsApp number 876-551-5782. And let's get on with it and see if this person can in fact come through as the winner. Did you know that P. Diddy pays $5,000 at his barber's?
To his barber, yeah.
How much you pay when you go to the barber shop?
Too much?
Too much?
Not
Too
P.
much.
Diddy much though.
$2,000.
$2,000?
What?
Oh, that's based on where you are.
What? Jody said a little bit of money. What?
It varies based on where you are and so on.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
You spent
your
$2,000?
Shelz, your location matters.
Determines, yeah.
No, sir.
Well, if it's $2,000, maybe it's because I'm offering a tip. But ideally, ideally, you don't tip.
Tip. Hold up.
I'll tell you on the other side of this call how much I pay at the barbers. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cunis.
Cunis in the building.
Yeah, another St. Elizabeth caller. How are you doing this morning, Cunis?
I'm doing good.
All right. Bridge has St. Elizabeth on lock. What's your answer in the secret sound game this morning?
You know, my answer is similar to Talis' own, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's got to be different, though.
I was thinking that is someone sawing lumber and then using a nail and hammer to put the wood together.
That's Cunis's answer.
I like it, you know. Oh, but Richie, you know it going now.
Yeah,
It
Cunis.
hurts me.
Cunis! Take care. Have a good day. Final call. Good morning. You're on the air. Welcome to the Secret Sound Game here on the Bridge 99 FM. How are you doing?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing fine.
Wonderful. Who's calling?
Janice from Spanish Town.
All right, Spin Tone. All right, Janice, let's hear your answer.
Okay, to me it sounds like metal rubbing on metal, like a fork rubbing on a grater.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Oh,
Where's she calling from?
Spin Tone.
Listen to the sound.
Spanish Town.
Her name is Janice, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Janice?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Listen carefully.
Chano. Good try, Janice.
What's on to something?
I wouldn't know if it's that answer though, because that's a sound I don't like. That sound, that fuck on a good. No, brother.
Yeah. So you pay $2,000.
Madness.
I pay 15, but I give a tip.
Madness.
That ranges.
Yeah.
You don't pay that kind of money.
No, big up Bobby, you know. Bobby
Yeah.
run a port it's a free plug. Big up Bobby, you know. You're all gonna tell you how much me pay on my bomber.
Yeah.
7 bills. And sometimes it varies because I'm a me from high school. So probably 6 bills.
You know, well, let's put it this way. You really don't pay him. Just give him something for all.
No, just every time we trim, it's a different price. So it's like, so we say, "Oh, Bobby, how much today? Yeah, that's 6 bills, man. I think. All right, cool. How much today?
I feel
5 bills.
I feel at the end of the year, watch out for Bobby. If I can send you a piece of paper December 31,
Nah.
I do my recover everything, man. All of them discounts.
No, big up Bobby.
Yeah, but that's a good deal, brethren.
Yeah, man, Bobby, I'm a general, man. You know, it's a serious thing. Ladies, I know ladies don't understand. To an extent, you guys may understand, but like, it's the relationship a gent has with the barber. I don't know, normal, you know. You see me and say, can't cheat on a barber and them things. You see me and say, set away.
No.
High school, the one that trim me from, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Definitely have to take time out and,
Big up every barber.
Big up our barber.
Yeah, man.
Facts.
Right now, my barber, them have it locked right now
Yeah.
on this year's station.
Wow.
You never know them
Big
visitors.
up, big
Big up Patrick and
That's it. Yeah,
big
man.
up Dapper and the rest of the man.
Yeah, man. Big up Joel and the crew, man.
Straight up. Okay, then.
You're fresh.
We're not doing it like P. Diddy. He pays $5,000.
Yeah, madness.
Yeah. But he can afford it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
And the barber does goes to his house and
Yeah.
For them money,
And
they
different, yeah.
Personalized service.
Them money, there, we would have changed our profession right now. Right now. Did he?
Would I leave early?
yeah, buy my barber a shop.
We're going to be talking Grammys. The nominations for the 65th Annual Grammy Awards have been released. And by now you'd have heard that there are 5 Jamaicans who are in the category of Best Reggae Album. We have first-time nominee Kabaka Pyramid with the album Calling. We have Coffee returning with the album Gifted. There's Sean Paul returning with the album Scorcher. And Protege getting a nomination again for the album Third Time's the Charm. And Shaggy, Mr. Bombastic himself, is back in there with the album produced by Sting, and that is called Come Fly With Me. Recently, though, it was shared that the number of albums for consideration in the Best Reggae Album category for the 2023 Grammy Awards took a drastic dip to somewhere in the region of under 70, about 67 albums, compared to, say, 125 as it was last year at the very start. Now, we want to be talking this morning to J.R. Watkis, who is a cultural insider. He's an author, he's a music writer, television host, and he was recently on with us, but this morning we're talking about something that he definitely can give us a whole lot of information on. So we say, J.R., good morning and welcome.
Greetings, man.
Greetings, Richie B, and your call.
Yeah, dude,
Big up,
go on.
big up.
Big up yourself, JR. Thanks for joining us once again. The nominations are in. Are you happy?
I have a sigh of relief that I felt among all Jamaicans. We're like, oh, thank God the Grammy's coming home to Jamaica this year, no matter who wins.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, but are you satisfied with the nominations that you have seen? The Shaggy, the Kabaka Pyramid, the Sean Paul, Coffee,
and Protege.
Protege.
So So this year, over 100 albums were released, and over 67 were submitted in time for the Grammys. Be clear that I interviewed Harvey Mason Jr. a couple weeks ago. He's the CEO for the Recording Academy. And he said there's no threat for reggae to be discontinued from the Grammys, because over the years, this category has received good entries and good amounts of entries. And even so, he's saying there could be a dancehall category in the future if the industry lobbies for it. And he outlined, you can see it on worldmusicviews.com, he outlined how that process may be started with artists lobbying to get a dancehall category in the Grammys. So to answer your question, good albums dropped this year. The ones that were selected were good. I think Massacre should have been in there.
Talk truth,
because
man.
Massacre was on the chart, the iTunes chart in Jamaica for the entire year. The album released, 438 released last December, and up to this week, it's in the top 10 of the Jamaica iTunes chart.
No Massacre, no Gramps Morgan, no Shensia.
So Shensia didn't submit for reggae.
Oh.
And the category she submitted in, she submitted for Record of the Year, which put her in competition with Adele.
And Beyonce.
And all these other top guys. Over 450 other songs. She put Lick. Well, the label, because I don't think the artist had anything to do with it. The label put Lick with Megan Thee Stallion in that. Her album wasn't submitted in reggae at all. This is another thing. Because there's a pressure to select 5 albums for the reggae category, a lot of Jamaican artists submitted for other categories, like the global category. So John FX was one of them who submitted his Yeah project for Best Global Performance. Spice submitted Clap It Up in the Best Global Performance. She submitted 3. She submitted Tape Measure, and she submitted one more song for Best Global.
Seems it didn't measure up.
You're quick with it. You're quick with it.
Sorry for that distraction. I couldn't help myself.
Even Coffee's Pull Up was submitted for Best Global Performance. Jane by Skip Marley and Aya Star was submitted for Best Global Performance. And as I said, Spice did it. Shensia submitted for, let me see, which one is this? Best Global Performance.
Well.
Record of the Year, sorry. Record of the Year.
Which you mentioned,
Nicki Minaj, who didn't get nominated at all, was also submitted for Record of the Year. That's a surprise for me. Because Nicki Minaj is kind of the parent of all of these young rap stresses. And they got nominated, so
how surprised?
The Grammys need to.
How surprised are you at Black Hero getting nominated in the Best Global Music Performance category?
I'm not surprised. I'm happy for him because I've been hearing Black Hero's name being called in some circles in the music industry abroad, even before I started paying attention to him. I would interview people and they say the next thing out of Jamaica is Black Hero. And as you know, Black Hero don't have the biggest songs in Jamaica. But when I heard him say it, I was like, And then when I saw his name, I realized the international music industry is paying attention to him because he stands out.
That's right.
Yeah, that happens all the time where sometimes an artist is not the strongest in the Jamaican market, but they have some international appeal. Right. And the energy, the music industry abroad pays attention to them.
Makes sense. Now, JR, greetings once again. Shelz here. You know, big up, man. You know, man, for put it on the spot. Is it too early for me to ask you who you think would walk away with the Reggae Grammy?
I think the race is between 3 people, really. Shaggy, Sean Paul, and Coffee.
Wow.
But the final race will be about who is more connected. So Grammys is about votes, not about record sales, and I'm going to give you the sales numbers in a minute for all the albums that were nominated.
You don't think that the kind of work that Protégé has been putting in, and the recognition that he has been, sort of acceptance he has been gaining in, especially in the western side of the United States, LA and those places, will put him in good stead? He's a repeat nominee. Also, what about the fact that the Marley name is behind the Kabaka Pyramid Project? Do you think these will have any impact whatsoever?
Marley name definitely strong, but Kabaka young, Protégé young. Shaggy is connected. Shaggy has Sting, who's a multiple Grammy award. When you put pound for pound in Grammy circles, Sting and Marley, Sting wins. And Sting is behind Shaggy's project as a producer. Damian Marley has some magic still, and Marley has some magic. But I strongly believe the race will come down to even Sean Paul, because Sean Paul has a strong A&R record label support from Island Records.
Yeah.
So there will be some strength there. But remember, the Grammy is about voting. So if you have the reach and you can campaign between now and December, there will be heavy campaigning between these 5 acts to get people to vote. So it comes down to that. Maybe Protégé in Kabaka will work some magic and be like, whoa, and surprise everybody. But based on from where I sit, I see either Shaggy, Sean Paul, or Coffee winning. And my edge is to Shaggy.
Okay.
Just because I know from an industry perspective that Shaggy is more well-known, well-connected in Grammy circles, and he might win. But Sean is in there.
Yeah. Do you think, though, that whereas last year we had a problem with, many people had a problem with a non-Jamaican act winning, do you think we might have a problem in terms of which album wins this year, whether or not it was popular here in Jamaica? Is that a likely scenario? Because there are some of these albums that are definitely getting much more rotation on radio and elsewhere locally than others.
So the sales numbers come in like this. Coffee's Gifted is the most successful album released this year. 223,000 album equivalent units, according to Luminate. These are the Billboard sales trackers who give World Music Views this information. You can check this out on worldmusicviews.com. 233,000 album equivalent units for Gifted since its release in March. And the second most consumed album that was nominated is Sean Paul, Scorcher. And Scorcher has so far clocked 22,500 album equivalent units.
That's a big gap between himself and Coffee.
Big gap. The third is Protégé with 3,200 album equivalent units so far. And the fourth is The Calling by Kabaka Pyramid, which up to this day recorded 2,900 album equivalent units. And the fifth most consumed album so far is Shaggy, Sinatra Songbook cover album, with 700 equivalent units sold already. However, the Grammys is not about record sales. The Grammys is not about who hit the charts. The Grammys is about voting, lobbying, finding the people who are registered voters and getting them to vote for you in this final round going up.
Do you have any information as to whether or not we are having more persons with voting rights as far as the Grammys are concerned? We know that many people have, through the years, been almost campaigning to get more Jamaicans involved. Is it increasing?
So, again, Harvey Mason, who I interviewed, he said one of the ways for Jamaicans to get power in the economy is to increase the amount of votes. There aren't more voters, but there are more people who are eligible to become voters. Because now more than ever, more people releasing music. And the foolishness that was philandered around before about independent albums not being eligible is incorrect. because Etano is independent. Shaggy's album this year is independent.
Mm-hmm.
Masika's album was independent. They used to say his record label alone would win or get nominated. But now more than ever in Jamaica, more people are releasing more music more often, which means there are more people available to sign up. So I'm even joining in the conversation to say, hey, register, pay $100, find somebody to give you their sponsorship, because you need somebody to recommend you to be a voter or petition yourself and become a voter. But I don't think there's an increase in voter. With the Grammy changes, it narrows down how many times a person can vote and which category they can vote in, which changes the dynamic.
We're going to continue the conversation just to do an official time check, and that is what we're going to do right now.
Tell me where you get the money transfer. Alliance. Where you get the money transfer.
Alliance. Money when and where you need it. Alliance MoneyGram Money Transfer. The time by Alliance is...
It's exactly 13 minutes now before the hour of 9 o'clock, and we're talking here with J.R. Watkis. We're looking at the Grammy nominations for this year. One of the things I noticed this year, J.R., is that many more Jamaican artists seem to have been campaigning from before the nominations were announced. It seems like all over social media you were seeing these albums popping up and I've submitted for nomination. That's a good look. It seems like there's more zeal towards gaining a nomination for the Grammys now.
So that was always a thing. Persons would always say for your Grammy consideration. There would always be that. I think what happened now is that more persons are doing that. It looks like, there's an elevated interest in lobbying. But persons always said for your consideration. They used to send it to the Grammy groups. But nowadays they just put it on social media for everybody to see. Because back in the days, you used to have Grammy groups on Facebook, Grammy groups elsewhere. They used to meet up. Persons used to have Grammy parties, Grammy nomination parties, and invite voters to the parties, which I think they need to get back to. You need to have some Grammy party leading up. All these 5 nominees need to have a Grammy party link up somewhere at a hotel, at the studio, whatever, and invite voters, invite the media to have some deep dive into their albums, so that the Grammy is not just an award show, it can be a PR experience.
And they should go to the ceremony as well.
Definitely. I don't think any one of these artists will miss the ceremony. These artists are the ones who miss ceremonies. Sophie's gonna be there. These are people who understand the industry. They understand marketing, from Sean to Shaggy, Protege, Kabaka, Coffee. They have teams that understand how the music industry works, and that's why they're here now.
And more importantly,
they have the edge.
More importantly, they do have access to the United States of America. They can land.
There you go. There you go.
Now, Jer, speaking of the ceremony itself, any hopes for our artists to get a little feature during the main show? Like, when I talk no backdoor, when I have to see them, I collect Grammy on social media. You know what I mean? Like, any hopes for us to get something on the main stage?
So I interviewed Harvey Mason, and you can tell you, boss, I'll actually license the interview for him to air it on the bridge for your audience. I interviewed Harvey Mason about the reggae dancehall category, and one of the things he said, first, the performances on stage are the popular music that year. Dancehall reggae don't reach popularity yet in America for it to be on stage. It can be, he said it can be, but what they try to do is showcase the popular music, which is going to be Latin this year. So Bad Bunny is out the park. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of people going to a Bad Bunny show. Bad Bunny has the bigger audience. Kunvana Sinti is his biggest album of the year, and it might win album of the year. But Harvey also said that it is possible for the Grammys to come to Jamaica. So in the future, we might see the Grammy ceremony here in Jamaica, where all these celebrities fly down and the Grammys happen live from Kingston or Montego Bay. And of course, reggae dancehall must be part of that experience, because I said to him, Grammys is such a global product. Even though it's an American award show, its impact is global. So would he consider having the awards outside of America? And he said yes, he would have it in Jamaica.
Wow.
Look at
That's a future thing that's possible.
Quite possible and quite exciting to hear. Well, listen, we thank you for your
That would
thoughts.
be like the Olympics. The Olympics coming to Jamaica for sport. It's a music Olympics. This is what
there
the
you-
Grammys is.
Yes, sir. All right, JR, it's always a pleasure, man, and thank you for your thoughts this morning. And we'll see whether or not who you have named as your possible favorite will succeed, or will the artist that I will name closer to the the awards show will be the one that takes it home. But thanks for your time today. Have a great day.
No, you got to mention your pick now. You can't wait.
Yeah, Richie.
Oh no, you mean like from now?
Yeah, Richie.
Yes.
All right. Well, so I didn't actually come up with a final position yet. To be honest, I'm very happy for Kabaka, and I note carefully the fact that the Marleys are behind that. I would have to say that I'm thinking between Coffee and Protege at this time.
Ooh.
In all honesty, and I'll name.
Coffee and Protege on the same label, you know.
There you
Wow.
go. RCA.
RCA Columbia, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
And this is not because
Sony
and
label.
it's not because the RCA boss had promised to turn up at my birthday bash in New York the other day. Why I'm going that route, but it does factor in. JR, we'll talk some more.
Yeah, man. Big up.
Take care.
Big up to all the nominees. It's a great thing, man.
Great
Yeah,
thing,
man.
and a very competitive category this year. We'll see how it goes. We wish all of them well, and time will tell.
Yep. Kenny, morning, my general.
Blessed love, man. Blessed King.
Morning, Kenny. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm good, giving thanks for life, and, so we live to see another day, you know what I mean, and still on the journey musically,
Yes, I.
That's right. Now, speaking of your journey musically, what you been up to? What going on for the career right now? Anything you want to report on?
Well, enough things, enough things, from to get back to who doesn't have familiar with me before. We can start it like, I was born and raised in St. Elizabeth, entered the Digital Rising Star 2013 and came forth. I did start work with Reggae T from TOK around 2014 till 2016, 2017 I started to manage my own self, fully as an independent artist. And from there I've been dropping singles. I've worked with Steve McGregor, Notice Production. You name all the names that, push out some good production in Kingston. And 2019 was actually I went on my first European tour. Wow. And it was a good vibe also to, and to get the feel and the understanding of how the thing kind of really work. Because sometimes when you're in the island and you never jump up before it, you kind of have a different mindset how it is. So when you go out and you see what I go and know, you kind of have an understanding of what you're supposed to do, even with your music too. Because sometimes when you're in Jamaica, you just write where what for your experience in Jamaica. So when you travel, you see different things. You see, especially for reggae music, what I've learned is that, in a Jamaica, you might think, say, to a lot of people because of the, the dancehall and, it's the hot topic, what is trending right now. I mean, reggae never dies, but, if you're in Jamaica, you feel, say, you feel just, do some dancehall, but the world still love reggae music and appreciate it like it just born, So I've get to understand that now and know how to structure myself pertaining to putting out my message and the music and how I can get it to relate to them also.
Yeah, I'm happy that you're here saying that this morning.
Yeah,
you've been then on tour in Europe. What is the biggest surprise, apart from what you just mentioned in terms of the love for reggae, but what else you found surprising being on tour?
Well, as me say, is that, as I said, surprising for me is that how the people love reggae music, how the people appreciate the music. It just motivate you because, as me say, in a Jamaica, you feel like doing reggae music, you feel like it not go pop for you, or, you know what I'm saying? Because I true the trendy music, the dancehall thing we are going right now. But the surprising for me is that, you know, how the people appreciate it, like it just come out, like it, you know, like it's a music where it is the music. You know what I mean? So that
Argument
kind of surprise me and motivate me. You know what I'm saying? Say, yo, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a very good job. You know, reggae music. You know.
Yeah, man. Straight up. What is also trending is the Grammy nominees. You would have heard by now. No doubt you heard Shaggy, Sean Paul, Coffee, Kabaka Pyramid, and Protege in the best reggae album category. Your thoughts on that list?
Yes, it's a good look. It's a good look. I mean, you know what I mean? And, you know, last year happened that, you know, somebody outside the island get it, which is nothing wrong also. It's showing that our music is reaching different places. And, you know what I mean? As I said, the founder for it, the great Bob Marley, who bring it to the world, he said that he want the music to touch the world. And we can say that really happened because, you see, another country, a person from another, you know, generation, you know, come actually get nominated and get the Grammy. But now, representing our island and, you know, billing on what we have, you know what I mean, and keep the thing going, it's a good look. You know, Sean Paul, Shaggy, you know, Kabaka, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, it's a good look for them. You know, Protege, Coffee, you know what I mean, it's a good look. It's a good look because it represents the island, you know what I mean, and make people know, say, yo, Jamaica still have it, you know what I'm saying, because no feel no way, a whole heap of other country do it, and if we don't keep up with it, it will make it seem like it is from there. Because to elaborate on that, not to elaborate on what I'm saying is that even the reasoning the other day, because it all over, so, you know, me can say a little thing about it. With the reasoning with Sean Paul and Stonebwoy, where Stonebwoy, like, you know, he was talking about
reggae originating from Africa.
You know, he originate. No, that is very wrong, and you can't really say that because you have a show appreciation to the founder, them. Right. You know what I mean? Because they have fight very hard. I was actually in Sweden 2019, and me and one of my brethren a reason, and you know what I mean, he might tell me about the history, like somebody who has met Bob Marley around that time when he was chatting. You know, that time he never get the Buffalo Soldier, the big tune them, you know what I mean? And you know, for how hard him have to fight and push it and promote it, and the struggle where him go through, you have to show appreciation. Because to even in the sense of where Stonebwoy say, to put it in that sense, the king for reggae in that side is Lucky Dube. And Lucky Dube is inspired by the great
Peter Tosh.
No, Peter Tosh, Burning Spear
as well.
Burning Spear, you know what I'm saying? So we have to show the appreciation to the founder and not forget just because we are trained now and we're on top now, you know what I mean? We feel like we can just, you know what I mean? Because we have to show appreciation.
Which is right.
You know what I mean? That is
right.
the key thing about it. No disrespect to no artist or nobody pertaining to what they say. Everybody had their opinion, but you have fact about certain things. And before you say certain things, you have to study the music and look where it come from. You know what I mean? And look what has happened for him to be able to be here, because if they never fight so hard, probably we wouldn't have reggae neither, because I hope a sufferation them go through. You know what I mean? If you check the history, so show appreciation. So you have to show appreciation. That is the reality. As me say, no disrespect to no artist.
I true you talk, man, Kenny. Know yourself, man. Facts are facts. I know you talk it through your music. I want the people them find you on social media, you know. So just make the people them know your social media handles and, you know, how them can check out the music and thing.
Yeah, man. Before me say the social media, I just want to let everyone know, say, you know, me just have a fresh single out right now called No More. You know what I mean? It's on the Generation Rhythm. You know what I mean? I have an EP coming also titled Powerful Jed. We haven't finalized it as yet. We have 2 videos for that. And I also have another single to drop shortly. You know what I mean? So a whole heap of thing coming out from Kenny Smyth, and you know, I'm in the lab right too, because me is a musician, I love music. Just why everybody know that say all who are going with the trend and all of these things, me stick to my roots because me love music genuinely. And I just why I do it, we say, yo, who are get popular, you know what I mean? And you know, we love it genuinely. So if you check out Kenny Smyth, check me out at Kenny Smyth JA for Instagram. KNNYSMYTHJAR Bread Basket Singer, and that's for Facebook also. And you can reach me from there so too, with my email also. You may check out my Instagram.
Great talking with you, Kenny. The song called No More is on the radio right now. Have a great day, brethren. Great talking with you, man. Bless up yourself.
Man, I respect you. Big up.
And now it's time for us to say bye-bye. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. Thank you, Amelia Earhart, for that quotation. On behalf of the entire gang, thank you, Bridge Nation. It's been a pleasure and a blast. Have a great day today, and we'll see you come tomorrow morning at 6 in the eye when we'll do it all over again. Take care. Bye.